welcome back to the channel. Out here in Idaho today, out in the middle of nowhere. We're about to come into a town called Bancroft, and I'm going to be taking dirt roads all the way from here to Idaho Falls. So it's going to be about 70 miles of dirt roads today. I'm going to be going over that mountain range straight ahead. It should be a beautiful day. It's like 85 right now. Nothing but beautiful farmland out here in Idaho. Alright, here is Bancroft, Idaho. Really nice little town. Alright, so we're just leaving town here. And we're going to go up what's called the Pioneer Scenic Byway. This will turn to dirt here in a few miles. I don't know what it is, but I just love driving through farmland like this. Alright, we'll be hitting dirt in a few miles. We're going to head straight for that mountain range back there. Alright, this is Chesterfield, Idaho. It's an old abandoned town. I think it's abandoned. Sure looks like it. But anyway, it's a historic site along this route, and we're gonna check out some of this. I don't really know anything about this. To be honest, I didn't plan this trip until this morning. I was sitting at home in Salt Lake, and I think I'm gonna drive up to Idaho today. So here we are. Ruger Dugout, that's what that sign says. Looks to be a general store up there. Turn it back on in a second. This is Holbrook Mercantile General Store. That's so cool. This is the Holbrook Call House right there. That's cool. Sewing machine. It is gorgeous out here. Alright, we're gonna head up that mountain range right there, up and over it. One last look at Chesterfield, Idaho. Alright, if you want to read the sign, pause the video. but it basically talks about Chesterfield being founded in the 1880s, and by 1900 it was 418 people out here. Talks about the history of some of the buildings, and really, really cool. It's along the Oregon Trail, which it doesn't say which road is the Oregon Trail, but I'm assuming it was the one we were driving on. This building's really old right here, and it has not been restored. I think a lot of these other buildings had some work done to them. This one looks original. There's a fence around it. Can't really tell what that says. Cool stuff. Got quite a bit of elevation in the last 10 minutes or so. It is beautiful up here. We're not very far from the top at all. There's a ton of Quakies, and then there'll be nothing. Pretty cool. Which way to Idaho Falls? Yeah, he doesn't know. Alright, we're almost at the summit. The summit's just right there. I'm really starting to wonder if they're working on this road on the other side of the mountain, because you can tell a water truck has come by and sprayed the road in different areas, and it's fresh. Like, this happened, you know, within the last hour. So I'll be interested to see why that is. Beautiful view from up here. Just went over the summit. We're gonna start coming down. No towns on this side of the mountain. There's just gonna be nothing out here except for dirt roads. To my surprise, we hit some pine trees. Small section of forest here. I don't believe this is part of a national forest, but I could be wrong. I've never been to this area of Idaho before. This is all new to me, but just gorgeous. I've got an issue going on with my car. I've got my transmission light on, and I'm about an hour away from any major town. So let's see here. I need to pull over over somewhere and let this thing cool off. Put my car into X mode and it just like stopped doing X mode and the transmission light came on. Alright, so instead of going that way, another scenic area I was going to go check out, we're going to head kind of that direction. It's a quicker way to Idaho Falls. My transmission light turned off, but I've still got a check engine light. So I'm just going to limp this thing all the way out to Idaho Falls. So stay tuned. It's a really cool looking canyon here. Sort of a canyon. Alright, this is the main road that's going to take us in the direction of Idaho Falls. We'll be there probably in about an hour. Still get to see some beautiful scenery. Alright, feels good to see civilization. It's been about 40 minutes. I haven't had any other problems. Man, there are Mormon crickets everywhere. Wow. Anyway. Yeah, this road is covered in them. Alright, we're almost to civilization, so be there shortly. Alright, we hit pavement, not hearing any weird noises. Check engine light is still on, but heading into Blackfoot, Idaho to an O'Reilly's to get this diagnosed. So let's see what happens. Alright, well that's going to do it for this video. O'Reilly's diagnosed it as a transmission code, but I haven't had any transmission problems since, so I'm trying to make it back to Salt Lake tonight. So about 2 hours, 15 minutes north of Salt Lake, so here we go. Alright, I've made it back to Salt Lake after that scare with my transmission 5 hours ago. Look at all the bugs on my windshield. Anyway, I'm gonna get this windshield cleaned off and that transmission fixed, and see you guys in the next one.